good morning, and welcome to Life Uncommon. My name is Andrea Rodriguez.
And I'm Alita Sharp, and we are glad to be back with you this morning, this first Tuesday in July.
Yes, happy 4th of July, guys.
Thank you.
You still
Thank
celebrate 4th of
yes,
July,
we
you
still
know?
celebrate, yeah.
All right. So I see Tom has a little blue going on.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of blue on.
All right, so yeah, it's a holiday in the U.S. So, and for all of our American friends who are watching the show and living here in Belize, happy 4th of July to you guys.
Yeah, it should be a fun day for a lot of people. This is a day where people like to cook out and spend time with family, and I mean, just like the way you celebrate, the 23rd, it's the same.
What is the 23rd? I think Alita and I need some coffee this morning.
Definitely.
The 21st.
The 21st,
yes,
I'm sorry.
But we can make the 23rd a holiday
yes,
too,
yes,
right?
the 21st.
Yeah.
That's right. The 23rd is my aunt's birthday. I always get those mixed up. Anyway, sorry.
No problemo. All right, so today we are going to continue our discussion from last week. We won't say what we did to convince the men to come back. We kind of laid it down. They didn't really have a choice,
No,
I think.
little strong army. Please, you have to come back.
Yep.
No, because we really didn't get to finish our discussion. It felt like there were so many more things to talk about.
And I felt it was the same way when we asked them to come last year.
Yes.
I felt like there was so much left unsaid that we could have
Yes.
talked about, and people were asking, and we said, okay, well, we'll do it next year. And I just didn't want to wait another year.
Yeah, for part 3.
Yeah. And so we got a lot of good feedback. So I want you guys to text in. We probably won't be on Facebook today, but we want you guys who are watching on TV to text us or call with your comments or questions. We would love to hear from you guys. And the number is right there on the screen for you to contact us.
Yeah. So should we introduce the guys, or they've already been introduced?
Yeah,
right?
this is part 3.
This is part 3. That's right. A continuation with our discussion.
So if for those of you who are just tuning in and maybe missed last week, we called last week and this week Meet the Spouses. And so we're joined today by our husbands. So I have with me my husband, Dion Rodriguez, and I'm happy to have him on the show today again.
I am kind of happy to be here.
Just kind of.
I'm excited about part 2.
3.
Part 3. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to text or call.
All right.
And we're also joined by my husband. We have Tom Sharp here with us today.
Good morning.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you decided to come back and join us.
All right, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, good.
You see, Tom is glad, not kind of glad.
Not kind of glad. Yeah, Tom is glad.
And I think he and Dion, they're kind of matching a little bit here with the blues.
We texted each other to coordinate our shirts, our clothing, because that's what guys do.
Exactly. That's exactly what guys do.
Yeah. What you wearing, bro? Alina and I, we don't really coordinate. I don't think you would ask me maybe what I'm wearing, and I would ask you, and we would never know what we're wearing, and we kind of end up, you know, kind of coordinating most of the time. Yeah. All right. So last week we touched a lot on different questions that we had come up with. And so we wanted to continue that discussion. We're going to jump right in because I know that once we start talking, the time goes really fast.
It sure does.
Yeah. So one of the big ones, I guess we could start. Why not start with one of the big ones? Is money, right?
Yes, money is always a big issue. You know, who pays for what happens with money.
Yeah.
I know Dion kind of touched on it last week with talking about bills needing to get paid and things like that, but that still seems like that's a big issue.
Yeah, even if it's an issue if you don't have money, and it's an issue if you have money.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So, so let us jump in with that. And why why do you guys think that money is such an issue when it comes to relationships?
Well, I think money can be an issue sometimes because money is power.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes there's relationships where both people are vying for power. They may not want to share power with each other.
Yeah.
So the one who controls the nest egg is the one who directs what happens in the family. And so sadly, I think that's why it's an issue many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
When it comes to money, we don't have this is mine and this is yours kind of category. It's all pulled in for the family.
Yeah.
Even when I go to the store, I don't think about myself. A lot of the times, my wife will say, "Buy something for yourself, please." But it's difficult to just think about myself.
Yeah.
So when it comes to money, when it comes to big stuff, then we discuss how we will pay for it. The smaller stuff is like groceries and those kind of things. Those things are priorities. But when it comes to the bigger things that we have to invest in,
Yeah.
then we have to come together and discuss how we'll pay for it. If we buy it by credit or we buy it by cash. We always prefer cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, it's all right, just let's get it, and pay down on it or something, but he prefers. So we both have different ways of how we would spend money or not spend money. He
Yeah.
prefers to save forever, and I prefer to spend.
Forever.
So, but we do lean on each other when it comes to that, and I think Deanna has never said, "This is my money, you can't touch it," or
Right.
"You can't spend my money," and I've never said to him, "Well, this is my money, so you can't tell me how to spend it." So we've tried very hard to let it be us money or our money, even though it may be in separate accounts.
Yeah.
It's for us, for the
At
family.
one point, my wife was making more money than I, and so that was good. I said, "What? No problem."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
Tom's never complained when we've had those
Yeah,
times.
because my money is tied to the bills and all those kind of things. Her
Yeah.
money is tied more to the savings. So the more money she makes, the more we save.
Yeah.
So that's the way we do our finances.
Yeah. So do you think that it's still the idea, though, that men are supposed to make all the money and women are just supposed to stay home and take care of kids in the house and all of that?
I was open to that, but when it came to money for the family, because when we got married, my wife wanted to stay home. That was her thing.
Okay.
She wanted to stay home and take care of the kids.
Yeah.
I was okay with it. There wasn't any no hesitation on my part for her to stay at home
Yeah.
while I went to work.
Yeah.
I saw it as a blessing as well for our kids because they will have that more tight connection with their mom compared to parents. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Right.
I'm not saying it's wrong because we like to travel as a family. We do everything as a family. And so when she decided to stay home and take care of the kids, there was a stronger bond between her and the kids.
Yeah.
And so it's still strong now. Like everywhere we go, they want to go. Any one of us go anywhere, they want to go. And we enjoy that because we won't have them as little kids forever.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and you guys can attest to
That's
that, right?
true.
Your kids are all growing up.
Yeah.
so-
Yes, our baby
Yeah.
just turned 27. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I do think it's a pressure on couples now, especially with how things are in the country, where most people can't afford to stay at home anymore
Right.
and, you know, be a stay-at-home mom because it's just so expensive to live here. Everything is just crazy. So, but I do think it's a decision that both, you know, the spouses have to come together,
Right.
weigh the pros and cons
Yeah.
of this, and make a wise decision on how to go forward. And I do think that just because you're a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean that you can't earn some
Yeah,
income.
and that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we raised our family in Southern California. And we were in Orange County, which at that time was one of the wealthiest counties in the country. And we didn't have that kind of money. So it took both of us to earn some type of an income. Now, I was home with our kids because I homeschooled our children all the way through. But I always had a way to make income, whether or not I had a daycare business for about 6 years. I sold cosmetics for 5 years. I mean, I always found something. You know, I walked dogs, I fed chickens, I did all sorts of things, you know, to make sure that, because Tom's salary paid our bills, but we still wanted to eat.
Exactly.
You know? There were times when the kids needed extra things, like, you know, or even when like medical or dental or things like that came up, the money I made helped pay for a lot of those things. So, you know, I think and here in this economy in Belize right now, I think it takes both people working together to make it happen.
Yeah. So I always applaud if you choose to go out and work, that's great. If you choose to stay at home and earn something from home, that's great. But make sure that it is something that both of you agree on, because I think some women do feel trapped because the husband is saying you are not going to work. You're going to stay at home and, you know, take care of the kids, and they don't want that. And then others feel like they're pressured to go out and work, you know, and my husband has never pressured me. Sometimes I would tell him, all right, I give up, I'm going to get a job, like a real job. But then I look at it and how our life is, that wouldn't work for us. So I choose to, you know, suck it up and come up with creative ideas and how to do that. And I used to sell Avon too. I mean, you sold Mary Kay.
I sold Mary Kay,
You know, I used to sell Avon for a while. Oh my gosh, we did so many different things. Anything that we could do.
Anything.
We did it to make ends meet and to survive. So
I can remember early on in our marriage where we needed a washing machine and a dryer. And we both worked full-time during the week.
Because we didn't have any kids yet.
And so I took a weekend job working third shift at a plastics factory.
So third shift is like what hour?
Third shift starts at 11 p.m. and runs to 7 a.m.
Wow. Wow.
And so I would work during the day into the afternoon, Monday through Friday. And then Friday night, I would go in at 11 o'clock and sit in front of that machine and press the button and make sure the plastic things that fell out were perfect. And tried not to fall asleep at the machine. And then I'd be done at 7 in the morning, would come back, and I would sleep for a couple hours, and then go back into work at my regular job until the afternoon, and then come home and sleep a bit, and then go back in Saturday night from 11 till Sunday morning at 7.
Wow.
And it about killed me. I mean, it was really hard work. So I admire those people that are able, you know, they have the capability to do a regular work, but then when overtime comes up, like the guys at the port who are unloading the ships, when they're needed, they're needed. And they have the wherewithal to do that. It was really difficult for me, and so I did that.
It was like 3 months.
However long it took for us to get money for a washing machine and a dryer. And as soon as we got that money, I quit that job.
Goodbye.
You have to be strategic when it comes to that, because if you borrow, then you are tied down for so many months or years to that, and so I don't like to be a slave to that. I do have a mortgage. I don't mind that because it's an asset. But when it comes to buying stuff for the home. I don't want to be tied down to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way it used to be, Dion, is people would take out the mortgage or the car loan, you know, take it out for those big items. But now, I mean, especially in the States, I mean, I don't see it as much here. I do see people using the debit card, but people in the States would use the credit card just to buy groceries.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I know sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand is people who, and excuse me if I'm stepping on any toes, but people who go into debt for a wedding.
Yeah.
They're starting off their marriage
Right.
in debt $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000,
Right.
$40,000
Yeah.
for a big elaborate wedding.
Yeah.
And I would really encourage people to work on establishing a solid foundation in the relationship.
Yes.
Yes.
And talking about those issues.
Yes.
How are we going to deal with money once we're married?
Right.
Do we see it as my money, your money,
Right.
or our money?
Exactly.
And to deal with those issues rather than having so much credit applied and starting off a marriage in debt, because
Right.
debt is a big pressure on
Yes.
marriage.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And many
Yes,
times
is.
it can cause marriages to have difficulties or even break up.
That's very true. I always say that, Tom. I feel like we spend a lot of time on the actual day, the
Yes.
ceremony and the reception, and just trying to pull off something grand, which is fine, but is it worth it doing that and being in debt for years and years, and then some people end up not even staying together from that
Right.
same
That's right.
debt that they went into for a
Right.
Yeah.
fabulous wedding.
Yeah.
So put more planning and thought into your marriage itself
Right. Right.
than in just that special day, which is great. Because I mean, us girls, we dream about our wedding day from we were little. Like, you know, we plan the whole thing. So
Yeah, I agree.
so sometimes it's hard to let go of those things, but that is where wisdom comes in, because you don't want to start with a huge debt hanging over your head.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that was an issue for us because we were young when we got married. We were fresh out of high school. We were 18, and neither of us had a whole lot of background about managing money.
No.
And so we were young. We were 18, and credit card companies would send us credit cards in the mail.
Yeah.
And not
a
knowing any
trap.
better, I thought, wow, this is great.
It is a trap.
And it was a trap. So we would go and we would shop, and we both liked clothes, we both liked shoes, and it was great. I could buy, you know, a $120 pair of shoes and only have to pay $8 a month.
Yeah.
What I didn't understand was how many months it was
Yep.
Gonna take.
and those $125 shoes actually became $250 shoes
Yeah.
or $300
Exactly.
shoes by the time we paid it off. So we really got into a trap early
Yeah.
because we used credit cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it took us a long time to learn that lesson and get out of that trap.
And when we did struggle with trying to pay it back, and we both had different ideas about how it should be paid back. And we were both adamant, I mean, because we both have pretty strong personalities, and we were both adamant about my way was the right way to
Yeah.
do it. And we actually had to go see a financial counselor to help. I mean, it was a place that we went to that gave free advice about how to manage money and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it helped, you know, to have a third party, to have somebody else
Yeah.
talk to,
Yeah.
to show us, no, this is the way you need to do it. And it turned out neither one of us was right. You know?
I like to remember that he was.
Yeah.
No.
Alita is still holding on that she was right a little bit there. Too.
I am too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember Diane's bright idea to not have a mortgage was to build a little shack on a piece of land he owned.
Okay.
And he said, you know, and every payday we'll buy a couple blocks and then you will build up. And he said, in a couple years, Sam, we'll have a big house with no mortgage. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. I am not doing that. And he brought it up the other day. We were talking about something, and he said, see, honey, we could have had this big house with no mortgage. I'm like, nope, I'm fine in this house right here. I was not going to spend my first couple years married in a shack at all. So.
Yeah.
But
Shock.
yeah, that was how he's very extreme when it goes to. I'm like, a single man can do that.
Right,
But
right.
you're not taking your bride into a little knock. What do we call it? Knock and stand up or whatever
Well,
term it's called.
you never touch house, so
Yeah, I didn't.
touch is cool.
Yeah, he gave all the pros about why it would
Sure.
be great.
Dion and his love shack.
I didn't buy that. All right. Well, I think we need to take a break, and we will come back and continue our discussion. We have lots more to talk about. We want to hear the guys what they think. I think we touched a little bit too on the decision making, especially when it came to money. So, but we will come back and talk about decision making. A hot one is cell phones too.
Yes.
I think that caused a big controversy the last time we tried to even touch on cell phones. So we're going to come back in just a little bit.
Dad, I'll take Boardwalk off your hands for $1,000. It's almost triple.
Nope.
Okay, fine. I'll give you $2,000 plus the utilities. Take it or leave it.
Is that all you got?
Okay. I know you won't refuse this.
What's good barbecue worth to you? Grace barbecue sauce.
My name is Carlos Moreno. I'm the United States Ambassador to Belize. I'm always interested in individuals who do good work. I was impressed by the breadth and scope of the kind of humanitarian assistance Paul has been providing to Belize for decades. Today I had the pleasure, accompanied by Dr. Paul, to visit a couple of Mayan villages and met some of the residents and children there. We also visited the school, the children's farm, and saw some of the work being done there to improve that piece of property. I think the capstone of my visit, though, was the visit to the medical mission. When you see that kind of humanitarian work goes on, I feel like that really is a force multiplier. To see it, in particular, being delivered by Americans who are volunteering their time and their resources and so forth, is really very, very gratifying. You can see it in their faces. You can see it in how they talk about the work that they do here. So it really does make me feel very proud to be a representative here as the United States Ambassador. There's probably no other person in the nonprofit, faith-based religious community here that delivers charitable work, medical work, and so forth. Anybody that really comes even close to the scope of the kind of work that he's doing here.
Come on in.
Hey,
Hey.
it's been a while.
I know, my goodness.
So, I hear you're a big fan of a show called Life Uncommon.
Yes, I am. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
What is it about?
It's a daytime show, and it empowers women to embrace the extraordinary and go against the grain of the common.
I really like the sound of that.
Yeah, I knew you would like it because it's a really fun show.
It sounds that way.
It's a mixture of tears and laughter and challenges and human interest stories.
Well, you know what? I might just give it a shot.
Well, let's go.
All right, let's go. Hi, guys. Alida and I want to invite you to join us on Tuesdays at 10:30 for a new season of Life Uncommon on Plus TV. You do not want to miss what 2017 will bring. It's going to be awesome.
It sure will. A good discussion today with our husbands. Andrea and I have been joined by Dion and Tom, And I think we want to keep going. Tom, you said you had something that you wanted to touch on regarding finances.
Well, with the money issue.
Yeah.
And this is when we lived in the States and both of us were working and we actually had money.
Yes.
We decided to set a dollar amount, that if one of us were out, and mind you, this was before cell phones too.
Right, yeah.
So if one of us is out and we see something that we think is a good bargain or we'd like to buy or it's a splurge type of purchase, we set a dollar amount. So if it's under a certain amount of money, then go ahead and buy it. If it was over a certain amount, then we would need to talk with each other
Yeah.
about it. And I think then the dollar amount we set was $200 or
Yeah.
something, which is a lot of money, actually.
It is a lot of money, and especially back then, because you're talking about before cell phones. You know,
Yeah.
that was a long time ago, and I can remember doing holiday shopping. I think your parents were coming to spend some time with us, and I went out to just buy groceries. And when they rung it up and it was getting close to, you know, being $200, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I should buy all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I was getting really
Yeah.
nervous, and I was glad it came in just under, so I didn't have to, you know, stop it, because that would have been so embarrassing to take
Yeah.
everything back or whatever. But
Yeah.
we tried to really stick to that, and I think for the most part we did, to out of respect for one another and to make sure that we didn't overdraw our bank account.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
because it would have been easy to do that if both of us are out spending money and we only have a limited amount of funds in the bank. You know, we really had to keep
Yeah.
tabs on that.
Yeah.
So the point is, whatever works for you and your relationship, if the dollar amount is $20,
Yeah.
and anything under that is okay, but anything over that, you need to talk with each other. Whatever the amount is that works for you, that's what's important. And the important thing is to be able to talk about
Yeah.
how we spend our money, where it goes, and that we're both in agreement about it.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry texted in and he said, "Good day, ladies and men. Love what you're talking about. I believe in equal rights for female and male in the home.
Okay.
We have our role to play to make the home better. We should help each other with everything. Blessings to you all," from Jerry.
That's a
All
nice
right.
segue.
That is a good segue. Yeah.
All right. So, well, then, since Jerry touched on something that we wanted to talk about as well, maybe we could jump right into that part too of the roles that
Right.
men and women play or should play, because I think both of us would think we have an idea of what we want the men to do, and then the men have an idea of what women want to do. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be specific to us, but in general, what are some of the roles, or what are some of the things that you've heard that women expect men to do, or what men expect to do at home? Kick off the shoes and woman, when my food there. type thing.
We were talking about it already. Growing up, the man reach, you go by the table and hot food come. Not anymore. Well, in my case, I don't care. That part, I don't pressure my wife in regards to food. When I reach home, though, I want food. That does not necessarily mean she has to bring it to me.
Okay.
You know, it can be in the pot and I can take it out. I don't pressure her in that regards, because we have crazy schedules. My schedule could be haphazard. My wife one similar, because she's involved in so many board. You can build a house. And in my case, I have a full-time job that I love, and so sometimes we have to do go in the fridge and warm up something. So it's not. I'm more easygoing when it comes to that part, so it's okay. Some men I know want their food hot and in front of them when they come from work. If that's okay with the wife and the family, that's okay. We are not hammering people in regards to how they run their personal lives or home. But at the same time, we have to be cognizant of the fact that we, men and women, husband and wife, we have to respect each other, and that let the wife feel that they are appreciated and not slaves. Like, woman, you don't wash me clothes yet. Days no, you don't wash, and we're going on, those kind of thing. But you have hands too.
Yeah.
I do laundries. I used to do it more often than now. I don't do it as often.
Yeah.
I love cooking, so my wife, if she needs to go to a meeting, I fill in the gap, provide the meals for the kids and stuff like that. So it's
a partnership.
it's a partnership that both involved need to be able to discuss how they will do their part, because the communication part will be the key.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
my contribution to that.
Yeah.
The model I grew up with was anything inside the house was my mom's responsibility, and anything outside the house was my dad's responsibility. So he cut the grass, he trimmed the trees, he fixed the car, he did all the outside things. And so when you and I got married, we both were working outside the home. And, we would both go to work and come home, and Alita had worked just as much as I had, just as long as I had, just as hard as I had. And so for us, it didn't make sense.
Right.
That once we both reach home, that then I can sit down in my chair and watch television or read the
Yeah.
newspaper, and Alita, vacuums the carpet and cleans the food and washes the clothes and does, cleans the bathroom and does all of the cleaning and everything. So for us from the beginning, it really was a joint effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we both shared in the
Yeah.
the chores, and that even continues now that we have an empty nest.
Yeah.
That Alita does the laundry. Sometimes I'll put laundry in if we need to. Alita does most of the cooking. I hate to cook.
But you will start dinner, and there are a few meals that he knows how to make. And so, like on a busy day for me, I know that I can come home and I don't have to worry about cooking, because he'll either, call and order some food, or he'll start dinner himself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
that's
That
Tom
makes a
won't
big
be
difference.
sitting at the table fuming.
Waiting.
No,
And Tom,
No.
I have said to her in the past when we would meet and take forever, I'm like, are you sure Tom is okay? Tom must be hungry. She's like, oh, he's fine.
yeah, somehow I live. I don't get certain increments of time.
But it is, Dion had said something that I wanted to touch on too, that he said communication, because I
Yes.
think sometimes why it causes issue is because there's expectations from both parties,
Right.
and then they never say them. And so the wife is fuming because she would want the husband to help with the kids maybe, or, do the laundry or do something. And the husband is expecting the wife to do other things.
That's right.
And they're not saying it, and so it causes problems. And I think it's important that we do talk about what you could do. Like sometimes Dion reminds me a lot that he doesn't read minds.
Yeah.
And if I need help with something, I shouldn't be hinting or grumbling. I should just say what I need him to help me with.
Yeah, right,
So,
right.
like sometimes I would be in the kitchen making dinner, and the kids need to get homework done. I hate doing homework with the kids, so like, you do homework and I'll cook. I'd rather cook any day. So we share those type of things. Like if I have to go out, Dion will take over, and he doesn't run from anything,
That's
so
good.
you have a call?
It rang once.
Yep, there it is.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
volume.
Go ahead. Hello.
That's it.
That's what I.
Yeah. I think, yeah, we
We
lost
got-
a call.
I think we lost
Yeah, feel free to call back.
Use what?
The handset
Yeah,
is
you
just-
did the right thing.
I did.
Yeah,
no,
you pressed the
headset.
right
Oh,
thing.
I
headset.
Yeah,
pressed the right button.
yeah, I think it was
Just-
on their
I
end.
think you just
Yeah.
need to put that mic on
Yeah.
the speaker side.
All right,
Yeah. All right.
there we go.
Okay.
Well, and, addressing what you were talking about, one of the pet peeves that I have is when the father watches the children. I don't
Yeah.
like it when father call that babysitting,
Uh huh.
Right.
because the father was just as involved in the creation of those children as the woman was.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't the mom and the babysitter.
Yeah.
It was the mother and the father. And
Yeah.
so when I'm taking care of the children or watching the children, I'm fathering.
Yeah.
I'm doing my job
exactly.
as a father. I'm not a babysitter.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's part of my responsibility of
Yeah.
bringing kids into the world, is that if I have to clean them or bathe them or cook for them or take care of them or play with them or do their homework or help them with their homework,
Yeah.
that's all part of being a father. It's all part
Exactly.
of being a parent.
Exactly. And I've heard women talk about that,
Yes.
venting about that on Facebook, where, why do people think that men aren't capable of taking care of the
Yeah.
children when the mom
Right.
isn't there? And why they call it babysitting. That's their children. You're fathering. That's what
Yeah.
dad's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And there needs to be a warning with that, because men will take care of the children differently
Yes.
than the mother will.
Yeah, exactly.
true.
And that needs to be
Hallelujah.
okay. Men don't do things exactly the
Yeah.
same way that moms do, but still we get the job done.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that goes along with what
Yeah,
Andrea was saying about expectations. But
Yeah, sometimes too, in my case, when my now 6-year-old daughter has her little princess thing and have her cup of tea and selling and all kind of thing, Dad, come, they sell, you want to buy, So that's a part of it as well, that,
Yeah.
you sit down on the floor and you purchase whatever your little child
Fake
is selling.
tea.
Yes.
Making tea, even if it doesn't taste good, you have to show like you are enjoying it.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because you're bonding with
Exactly.
your child.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, you take good care of the kids, but as a mom, I'm a bit, nervous sometimes when I leave, or used to, especially with the first child.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I would be texting all the time,
Yeah,
like,
every
Dan,
minute.
is the baby okay? Is the baby crying? Oh my goodness, the poor baby mustn't, I would say all kinds of, and Dan would ignore me. He would stop
Yeah.
answering my text. He would just say, the baby is fine, we are fine, stop worrying. Do what you need to do. And I would be rushing home to find, the baby is fine, everything is fine.
Sleeping already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember when
Fair
our
enough.
boys were older, they were preteens, and you were gone to a sales meeting on Monday nights. And so the boys and I would go to the video store when there was video stores, and we would rent monster movies. And we'd take them home, and then we'd call the pizza place and have pizza delivered. So us guys, we had Monster Monday movie, Monster Movie Mondays,
Monster Movie Monday.
while mom was gone. And it was an enjoyable time for us and both of the boys. And,
Yeah.
and they got taken care of. Nobody died from eating pizza and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was an enjoyable
Yeah.
time. Our guys still talk about it now.
Yeah, they do. They
And
do.
sometimes, when it comes to the father and taking care of kids, we have them outside and climb and all kind of thing. Because when they're with mom, they won't climb, they won't get dirty, they won't a long list of things. Just go and get dirty, climb, whatever.
Eat that dirt.
See, that is why moms panic.
Because you have to. And then when I take care of our kids, there'll be minimum time on
Electronics.
electronics.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll play chase, you'll play catch, hide and seek, whatever.
Yeah.
But the gadgets, minimum time on gadgets.
Yeah. I mean, Dion at that time, I think she was like 10, put her to wash. Like, she did the laundry, all kinds of stuff when I was gone on a trip. And I would call and she's like, Mommy, you know what I did? I washed today. I did the laundry. I was like, what? And he's like, well, she's 10. She's old enough to learn. So And now she's 12, and I'm like, why did I not continue with this? She needs to learn. So, yeah, Dion will put them to work. He's like,
That's
everybody's
good.
working in this house.
Yeah, that's good.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And we taught our boys how to wash clothes too.
Yeah.
They knew how to wash dishes and wash clothes. And,
Yeah.
when they find a spouse, or when Spencer found Misha, she was thrilled that he knew how to do those things.
Yeah.
The responsibility
Yeah,
wasn't solely on
exactly.
her
And he
shoulders.
could
Yeah.
also help out with the cooking. There were a few dishes that he learned to cook, as well. So we didn't stop them from working just because they were boys. We
Yeah.
made sure that they knew
Yeah,
how to do things
exactly.
as well.
Exactly. Because when my wife, when we had our first baby, my wife didn't have to worry about what she'll eat.
Yeah.
I knew how to cook, so that wasn't a problem. The problem arises for men who have their wife and they have a baby, and then they have to order food, or her mom has to come, or his mom has to come, and all those kind of things. They came, but
Minimum.
they felt comfortable that I was capable of doing it. So
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I remember a neighbor made a comment about Dion hanging out underwear, because he did all the laundry for me. I mean, I had a surgery, I couldn't do anything, and he did everything, and he was bravely hanging out the underwear.
laundry.
I'm like, okay,
Good
honey,
for him.
do your thing. So he didn't shy away from what needed to get done at that time. So, yeah.
that was before dryers.
Oh, so do we
Yeah.
need to take a break?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will take a break and we will come right back.
That stage. And
Hey, Alita.
Come on in.
Hey.
Hey.
It's been a while.
I know, my goodness.
So, I hear you're a big fan of a show called Life Uncommon.
Yes, I am. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
What is it about?
It's a daytime show, and it empowers women to embrace the extraordinary and go against the grain of the common.
I really like the sound of that.
Yeah, I knew you would like it because it's a really fun show.
It sounds that way.
It's a mixture of tears and laughter and challenges and human interest stories.
Well, you know what? I might just give it a shot.
Well, let's go.
All right, let's go. Hi, guys. Alita and I want to invite you to join us on Tuesdays at 10:30 for a new season of Life Uncommon on Plus TV. You do not want to miss what 2017 will bring. It's going to be awesome.
It sure will.
My name is Ashley Rock, and I'm a senator of the government of Belize. I'm here today to talk about my good friend, Dr. Paul Wisnott, and to say without hesitation that it is my greatest pleasure to grant him this title of Honorary Humanitarian Ambassador for the country of Belize. Since I knew Dr. Paul from the very early days, I never knew that his ministry would turn out to be this grand, because he was a humble man. What I saw was a humble man with an aim to work with our people. He simply did what Jesus wanted him to do, quietly. Today, we can boast that Dr. Paul's leadership has now blossomed into what we believe is one of the greatest ministry institutions in our country, under the name International Servants. Thank you, Dr. Paul, for your influence in our country. Thank you for your love for Belize, because from the time you came in 1990, you have not left. You have become, to me, one of my greatest friends in the ministry of Christ, and you continue to show yourself one of those stalwart Christian men who is not just speaking or saying words, but is actually doing what you say with your words. Thank you, and I grant you this day, on behalf of the people of Belize, this title of Honorary Humanitarian Ambassador. God bless you, my brother.
Top it off with grace, tomato ketchup. Top it off with grace, tomato ketchup. I like it on my hot burger and fries. Grace, tomato ketchup. It's a taste I cannot deny. Grace, tomato ketchup. I like it on my fish and chips, on fried chicken strips. So good you lick your lips. Grace, tomato ketchup. I like it on my rice and beans, on my sandwiches, almost on everything. Grace, tomato ketchup.
Welcome back to Life Uncommon. We hope you've been enjoying our discussion. It's been good here for us. And I think we have one more hot topic that we want to cover. And I know it's going to be a hot one because this is an issue that affects a lot of people. Want to kind of touch on cell phones and Facebook and things like that. Social media,
I just happened to read a question on a page that I follow on social media on Facebook, and this lady was talking about how her husband wanted a divorce because he wanted to date someone else.
Okay.
But they ended up working, through that, and they didn't get a divorce. But then she found out that this man was friends with the woman still on Facebook and Snapchat. And she told him, I am not comfortable with that. And he said, no, you're not going to control my life. I can be friends with who I want. Wow. And so she was asking for advice on that. And I was like, red flags.
Serious.
Lots of red flags there. But it is such, I've heard of, how social media has really caused some relationships to just, fall apart because of who you're talking to, what you're saying, and stuff like that. And so I think people have lots of locks on Facebook now. Their spouses can't see who they're talking to, what they're doing. Same thing with cell phones. Everybody has locks on their phones and stuff like that, which we both have locks on our phone, but it's from our kids. We're locking it out.
And that's what I was wondering. That would make a difference. You do want to keep your children off your phone.
Yeah.
But should there really be that kind of privacy between, as a married person, do you have a right to your own privacy in every single aspect of your life? It seems like that's one of the things that people bring up is, this is my phone. It's my private business. You shouldn't have any access to it.
Yeah. Well, I should let the guys answer that
we
one
need to hear
because I have my own thing. I was like, if I can't see your phone, then there's something in there that I shouldn't be seeing.
Exactly, that's how I feel.
I'm like, nope. The only privacy you should have is when you're in the bathroom. I don't need to be in there, but everything else should be open.
Andre, I can't believe you took us there.
I can't. I was thinking it, but she said it. I was thinking it as I threw the topic out there, but she said it. Anyway, Tom, what do you think about the phone issue or social media?
Well, I'm going to plead a bit of ignorance here because I have a cell phone, but I use it to receive phone calls and the alarm to wake me up. I don't have apps on my
Yeah, he doesn't
because-
have a smartphone. He went old school.
All
He
right.
just has a.
And the smartphones are too tiny for my old eyes to see. And my fingers and thumbs are too big for the keyboard, so I don't do any apps on my phone. My apps are on my tablet and on my...
I was going to say, you have an iPad and you have a computer.
That's right.
So you still have access.
I do. I just don't carry them around everywhere.
Yeah.
And on both my laptop and iPad, Alita has access to everything that I have access to. She has my passwords, not because of a distrust issue. It's a disremembering issue that both of us will get to certain websites and, what is my password for this? Can you help me out? And so it's really to help each other remember, and not necessarily because we both trust each other fully in every area. And so it's not an issue for us, I don't think.
Yeah. Your
All
turn.
eyes on me.
Yeah.
All eyes on you. That's right.
I don't have anything to hide, so my wife has my password. Everything is on my phone. My email, my Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever, everything else. So the minute I think the minute I start to hide, there's a level of guilt. And so once you feel like you need to hide something, that means something is wrong.
Right.
That's a red flag. And so I don't have my personal, when it comes to Facebook or those kind of things, because the way I post, I rarely post anything on Facebook because once I send it, it's to the world.
Right.
And so to write one sentence, I think about it a million times, so I just don't send anything.
He does. I was talking about that.
Because it can be interpreted
That's true.
10, 20 ways.
That's true.
And that is not what you actually meant.
Right.
So that's the way
Yeah.
I think when it comes to social media. Once you press send, and some people put some weird stuff on Facebook. What's on your mind?
Everything.
That's on your mind.
Not everything that's on your mind should be on Facebook.
Sorry, I asked.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so.
But that's how it books. I mean, he has a book this thick or thin, and it's taken him months, and he's still maybe halfway. 'Cause he'll read a couple chapters or a couple pages, and he'll be thinking and. Oh my gosh, I'm like, come on, Dan, just read the book. And he's like, I am reading the book. Like, he's very thoughtful and very deliberate. When he does make decisions, it's because he thought about it for a long time.
Yeah.
And isn't that part of what appeals to you and beyond?
I don't know.
No.
I think he's kind of
It
slow
takes
with
too
that.
long.
Yeah. I had to learn not to talk for him because I remember when we just got married, you know, he would always think about what he had to say, and I would know the answer, so I would just blurt it out, and I would be talking for him all the time, and then I had to make conscious effort not to answer questions for him because he's not a child, he knows, and wait on him. And so that's one of the things I do love about him, his integrity, and also that he doesn't just blurt things out like I do. You know, he thinks before he talks.
Because it's a different audience. You say it differently.
Right.
Because they will receive it differently because
Right.
they are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
If it is a friend, you can go direct to the point, and then after that, explain what you mean. If it is somebody just listening,